What is up, people? This is my Black Lightning Season 4 Episode 11 review, entitled, wait a second, The Book of Reunification, Chapter 2, Trials and Errors. Now, just off the bat, I thought this episode was a really good episode, just like mostly every episode of Black Lightning. I didn't really have a problem with it. I thought it was pretty good, man. There's nothing that stuck out to me inherently. I thought I knew that Tobias was going to win mayoral stuff, and, I don't know, Uriah's death in this episode pretty surprised me, and, like, we'll get there. But, right now, we just, gotta roll that intro. This episode starts off with Lightning, getting some chemicals from these people in biohazard suits, loading them into a truck, and throughout this, JJ's powers are, on the fritz, and they're kinda not working, but, Jennifer gets away, excuse me, I'm gonna say Jennifer and Jen, or JJ. That's just what I'm gonna say this whole review. I'm so sorry, but Tobias is playing piano, and through when he plays piano, he finds out that he won the mayoral race, and that he is Mayor Whale. And Jefferson didn't even. This is the main thing I had about it. They didn't even talk about that much, but then Tobias sees the footage of what JJ did on the attack, and then we see Jefferson. He's drinking with Gamby, and you know it mirrors the scene in episode 1, I think, but it's just a typical Gamby and Jeff moment, and there is nothing really to complain about. It was pretty good, but then I gotta stop saying but I will. Jefferson goes to talk to Lynn, and they talk about Lynn's charges and how many years she could get in prison and stuff. And there's something about their marriage, and it's weird. I think I know where the finale's going, though. But then we cut back to Tobias, and Tobias is meeting with Chief Lopez. And Tobias, he's talking to Chief Lopez, and Tobias gives Chief Lopez a vial of stuff, and this vial gives non-metahuman people powers only for a limited amount of time, kind of like Velocity 9 from The Flash, but they don't die at the end, I suppose. But then we have basically Tobias at the end finds out that Lightning's Jennifer through his AI searching like phone numbers or something. But back to Jennifer. Jennifer is talking with the family, and the family, she's explaining what was in that serum, basically. Well, anyway, we have this scene with Jefferson, and Jefferson was told to meet with TC, and TC and Jefferson have a little chat, of course, but the main thing is that TC is on a call with Khalil, and Khalil is asking Jefferson, telling Jefferson that he's gonna help, and he'll track down this person. Jefferson's like, "It's good seeing you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it, and don't get yourself killed." And he's like, "Don't be the one killed," or something like that. Khalil's one of my favorite characters after this season. But then we have another scene between I'm sorry, I had no idea. Oh, Jeff and Lynn talked, and now we have TC and Jennifer talk, and throughout this talk we see that TC set JJ up on a date with Uriah. I don't know why I said it like this, but they did, and TC and Uriah, not TC, JJ and Uriah are gonna go on a date later. I'm sorry for that snapping noise. I'm just screwing around with something in my hands. I have to screw around with something in my hands for me to like think properly, or it just helps me. Never mind. Sorry, it's not about me. But we have Lynn making the serum that they would later put into the FBI agent's coffee, and then we have the Jefferson. He is talking with the detective who, you know, if you watch the episode, it's a detective who's like Chief Lopez's right side man. But I'm just gonna call him the detective throughout this review because I think it will. I don't know his actual name, but Jeff spits out his plan, and this dude's against it at first, but then Jefferson reveals that he's Black Lightning, and this dude feels betrayed, but ultimately the detective will help him, and I never felt that this side character right here would be a really good character. He's just a side character. Why is he getting all this spotlight put on him? But it's actually for the better, man. This dude, I wouldn't mind seeing more of him. I'm glad that I can say that. But then we have Uriah and JJ out on a date, and Uriah surprised that JJ actually came, and then we have this big scene, which was like it's a big scene. This is the final 3 episodes of the show, but in the final 3rd episode to the show, Clark got the suit in Smallville from Martha Kent. But anyway, we're talking about Black Lightning. They get coffee, and the officer brings 3 coffees. They spike one with the antidote, or the thing to get that lady out of his head, or to test if there is one, a person seen through him. And the FBI agent walks in. I couldn't remember who this was. I just recognized him when I was watching it last night, and this dude's reluctant to. He's just talking. And why'd you bring me here? And also, I just want to say, I'm sorry. This is so late. It is late for me too. I woke up. I didn't have time this morning to record the voice clips for it, so yeah, I got home and did it, and I'm doing this right now. But anyway, enough about me. Jeff says that he's still falsely accused, and this dude doesn't believe him. Basically, tells him like, "Shut up, tell me the truth." Jeff's like, "I am telling the truth," and while this is happening, they all are drinking their coffee to like make the FBI dude drink his coffee, and eventually he does, and he says the safe like crap and everything, which I don't drink coffee, but it's coffee beans. Does coffee taste like crap? I don't know, but this dude starts coughing up stuff, and this lady's seen through his eyes, and it's basically his voice changes to be a woman's and everything, but then he spits out this metallic goo, kind of like in T2 when the Terminator is all metallic and shiny. But then this dude's free, and he's like he says he was like he was a puppet, and he could feel it, and he thanks Jefferson and everything, and they explain what's going on, and he says they'll try to free you the best they can on your case, showing that it was just that lady trying to set them up. But then Gamby is doing math on a wall. I really want to know what that's about, because don't you have a piece of paper? You can't use you use your drywall. But then this lady comes in, and it's the lady who Gamby has been I don't want to say dating, but flirting with. And I want to see where this leads. Actually, I do, because he could end up with her at the end of the series. I'm sorry, but then Anissa comes in and shows this lady evidence, and is like, look, my Uncle Gamby is not a bad dude. And I'm sorry, that was a picture of JJ. I didn't have any pictures of Anissa for this review. But then we have JJ and Uriah. They're walking down the street away, and Tobias' henchman, who can mind control with the bullets and everything, comes here. And remember, he has that bracelet, which lets him control the bullets. And he's shooting them at JJ and Uriah, because remember, Tobias found out that JJ is lightning, and as this is happening, a bullet ricochets, or this dude misses. It's too fast, but Uriah ultimately gets shot, and the bubble moves with JJ, but she can't hold it forever, and this dude stops shooting, and he says something snarky and villainish, which Black Lightning is doing such a good job right now. I just want to say that I hate that dude, and this scene ultimately made me kind of tear up. It's so emotional, man. You meet this man, he has so much potential, but Uriah in his life, but it got ended short because he met Lightning, JJ, and Uriah's last words were to Jennifer about staying Lightning and stay hopeful and stuff. But that was a really powerful moment, and I think it was a highlight of this season, how this tiny character who has only been, 3 episodes, can make such an impact on one character. But then we have TC and JJ talking on the rooftop, and of course TC feels like it's gonna be his fault because TC set them two together. So you can imagine what he's feeling. But still, Jennifer, after losing him, has to tell TC that it's not his fault, and it's just the actors in the show are really, I think they're pretty good, but they do good at conveying emotions. Here we have the best moment of the episode, and has been the best moments of the last couple episodes. The Painkiller fight scenes ultimately are great and amazing, man. I think they're all one take. No, they're not, because they have multiple different shots of people getting hit, but it is just great stunt work. If you want to, I think it's still up, but Jordan Calloway, the dude who plays Painkiller, or Khalil, the day after an episode airs, he posts the fight scenes, like when they're training for it, behind the scenes on his story. I don't know if he posts the video, but it's just really incredible stuff, man, and all those stunts are him, and this scene just really backs up out as he's taking down all these guards in magnificent and great ways that just look amazing. I really want to see this show of Painkiller. I'm not joking. I'm dead serious. I am so excited if that show gets picked up. But then we see, once this dude's knocked out, that he has the T2 metal goop coming out of his mouth, and then Khalil walks in to look her. That's her name, and she is doing this weird thing with the goo and is going into Khalil's mind, which, if you watch the Painkiller pilot, which you can see my review for, it's down in the description. Yes, it's down in the description. I don't know why I made a weird voice, but it's a bad idea just to go in Khalil's head, because you have Khalil there, but ultimately, we'll get to this later, you also have Painkiller there. Yeah, so Khalil is like, no, get out of my head, I don't want to fight you, because Khalil always wants to take the peaceful route first. No, he doesn't. He enjoys fighting, but Painkiller enjoys it more. But I'll be honest, this lady's kicking Khalil's butt, man. She kind of one-ups Painkiller, of course, but Painkiller is Painkiller. And Killer's just getting his butt whooped, so Painkiller has to come in at some point, and he's like, we both share this house, and, man, come on, you cannot say that these fights are just not magnificent, and what, they both can do, what Jordan Calloway can do, and, I'm just super impressed with these fight scenes. They're so good. They bring so much to the table, and they're ultimately impressive, but because there's an intruder in their house, Khalil and Painkiller are going to team up on Looker to beat her up, or, like, defeat her. So they do, and ultimately, by the end, Painkiller gets Looker, and you know it's never good when Painkiller gets somebody, because he's gonna pain and kill. Yeah, but oh no, that was really stupid. Yes, this lady does get the venom in her, and she is dying. But throughout this, wait a second, throughout this, Khalil is pleading for Looker's life, because Khalil needs that information for Jeff, and Painkiller's like, yeah, whatever. So Painkiller saves Looker, and gives her the antidote, but Painkiller only gives Looker 50% of the antidote, so that her powers don't work, and she has to give Khalil the information to get the rest of the antidote so that her powers work, which is really smart, if I say so myself. But then Gamby and the lady go down in the sewers to look for the plutonium, I think it is, that they are looking for. And they find that Gamby grabs C4 out of his watch and puts his watch on because it's like a detonator or something. Gamby's crazy. Gamby's was one of the best characters on the show. I don't know about now. Gamby's the goat, man. He's never really been a bad character throughout the show, but I like that Gamby just has C4 on him. But he places it on the wall and it explodes, and it's not that big of a thing, but after it explodes, they see what's underneath the city, and basically there's just a bunch of plutonium under the city, and that's why their scans were going, and they can't find any plutonium because it's all under the city. But so then Jefferson meets with Lynn, and Jefferson tells Lynn about their success with the FBI agent, and Lynn's like, yes, but Jefferson says that Keith Michaels was right. They never really did get remarried, so in the eyes of the law, they're not a married couple. So, yeah, but Lynn ultimately just brushes that off. By the end of the series, I think that Jefferson and Lynn will get remarried. They're kind of heavily hinting at it in this episode, but the next clip is where we get something I'm really excited for. I'm so mad they don't show this in the trailer, because obviously, or they don't do promos at the end, because this would be, if you've been watching Black Lightning Season 4 and you've just been skipping around some episodes, this is like, sit your butt down, watch. But Tobias is practicing in the mirror, and his AI, and this is a cool mirror, by the way, tells that this is the dude who Painkiller killed. I don't think it was last episode, but maybe the episode before. I don't know. It was that weird scene with the people, but ultimately he sees Painkiller is there, and there's the part where everybody has to sit their butt down for this fight. He calls Ishmael on Painkiller himself. I don't know about you, but I'm so excited for next episode. It's Ishmael versus Painkiller. Like, oh my god, man. It's the two big fighters of this episode, and they're both fighting each other. I can't. Painkiller's obviously gonna win because it's Painkiller. But, come on, man. You cannot tell me you're not excited for that fight. But I don't know. Tell me what you thought of this episode. You've heard my 20-minute rant about this episode. It's not a rant if it's negative. It's my positive rant. I think Black Lightning Season 4 is good. I'll be honest, I think Episode 2 is the worst episode of the season, but that has truly, and has only been the only bad episode this season, and I'm a person who thinks Black Lightning Season 2 is one of the worst seasons out of the CW Arrowverse. But anyway, that is my review, and I hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below yours, and goodbye and stay safe.